All right, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of One More Round, the show where I ask people if they are down to play a round of Overwatch, where I ask them a round of questions. My guest today is Iliad Artemis, DPS player, ADuckOnQuack. Man, thank you so much for joining me. How are you doing today?
Doing pretty good. Just got out of bed to do this real quick. Just been lazy all day.
Trust me, if this is one of my only off days every week, so I would be right there with you. But let's get started with what I think is going to become the basic question I ask everyone at first. When did you get into playing Overwatch?
I started basically right on release. I went over to my cousin's house, I think on the day of release, and he was playing, and he just like let me play a few games, and then I think that same day I went home and I bought it on my Xbox.
I was going to ask console, or were you playing on PC?
Yeah, I started on console, and then I think in 2018 I got my first PC, and that's when I started playing on it.
Nice. Wow. I'm very much like J-Man was another person who I've asked this question to, and he was the exact same. Console went over to PC around 2018 with it. But you've been here since like you said, you've been here since everything. Oh my god, I can't jump. This is actually pissing me off. What's been your favorite era of Overwatch so far? It could be just a meta, or it could just be like 5v5 or 6v6.
My favorite meta of all time is definitely Freya meta. She's my favorite character, and I just love playing her. Unfortunately, they kind of took her out back and put her down for good, I think.
For a moment.
But definitely my favorite era that I've played in, for sure.
And I mean, have you always been a DPS player since you started playing like competitively, or was it like you just kind of transitioned over to being a DPS player at some point?
I've never played any of the roles since role queue. I think in total I have 200 hours in like other roles combined since role queue was introduced. I've just always been a DPS lover.
Understandable. I mean, I think that's kind of how I was when this game first came out. But eventually, I just kind of played quick play too much and got into every other role a little bit. But I want to talk about your team with Artemis right now, because I feel like I'm going to phrase it a bad way by saying Artemis is a little bit of an anomaly of a team, considering the core of Artemis has been the exact same ever since you guys started playing in Face It. Like, what is that kind of like to kind of have that, or know who your teammates are going to be going into every season?
It's very nice to not like have to get used to new people very often. Like even since I've joined the team, I think it was like 2 years straight of the same players on the team, and then since then we've picked up Flimpy, Axer, and Amadou, but other than that, we haven't had to like get used to any changes or anything else. So it's just really like simple to go from season to season without changing anything.
Yeah, because like I was looking back at just the Artemis roster on Wikipedia and through the Face It thing. It's like, oh, it's the same like 5 or 6 people, and like I think season 6 was the last time that there was a slight change to the roster. And like you said, you guys added those 2 players there. But like knowing that, what is your opinion of like roster mania? Because this has been something that is essentially ingrained into just Overwatch Esports here for the last little bit.
I think a lot of roster mania starts from people not liking each other, which like I've never really been able to relate to. I've always had really good teammates that are fun to play with. But I think a lot of teams just like randomly start retrialing roles for no reason, and it leads to more problems than solutions a lot of the time.
Yeah, I kind of have to agree with you there, because it always feels like there's like you will have a team that does really good one season. Maybe they just got caught off on a bad meta, and it's like they're trying to rebuild their entire team for realistically no good reason at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Dear God, this not my spacebar not working actually makes this awful to play on, Ron. But I mean, like I've been saying, you've been on the same team now with the same group of people for like at this point. I would have to imagine like they're some of your best friends. I would also have to imagine that Overwatch is probably not the only game that you play with this group of people, right?
Actually, pretty much is. Overwatch is pretty much the only multiplayer game I play. So if I'm not on Overwatch, I'm probably on like Terraria or just some single player game.
I never got into why. Who the fuck me out of me?
You got that.
I I missed everybody. The bot. Oh dear God. Okay, screw it. No, but like overall, there's been a lot of changes just with how Face It works since you guys got up to Master. I believe that was all the way back in what, season 4? Like,
That's right.
What has been like one positive change that you think Face It has necessarily made here? Because I believe that there is some just criticism of Face It, but I believe there's also some stuff that doesn't necessarily get talked about by Face It that is a good change to at least tier 2.
I think the expansion of sub slots was a really good addition. You used to be able to, I think it was only one sub you could have, and it was like really tight on just the amount of players that could be on a team. It kind of limited the pool of players. So I like that there's more options now.
And crap, this is why I need to start writing down more and more questions. God damn it. I'm so sorry. Now, so you talk about this is the only multiplayer game you play, and that Terraria's maybe like your most played game. What other games would you necessarily say are like games that you normally find yourself playing if it's not this?
I just finished a Dead Island 2 playthrough, so it's been that for a bit, and then I just bought Far Cry. I bought like 3 Far Cry games because they're all on sale.
Oh.
So probably gonna start playing those soon.
Nice. And so
other than that,
go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
My collegiate teammates, because I play on the smaller collegiate school, we play Mecha Chameleon together sometimes as well.
Oh, nice. I've been seeing a lot of that game here recently. But I mean, so far this season, you guys are off to a good start. I believe it's what you guys are 3-1 as of recording this right now.
Yep.
And I feel like with how long me and Hunter have been covering Face It, like you guys are always just right there. Do you guys feel like this is the season that you kind of put it all together and make a little bit of a deep run?
This is probably the best meta for us we've had. I mean, I think we have the best SIG player, like at least top 3 in NA. And then we also I think we have the best SIG Mizuki in Face It Masters, and that's like extremely hard meta right now, so.
Yeah. And speaking,
I think we have a good chance to make top like 3 if meta doesn't change.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and going to metas here. I mean, it's always an inevitable thing that a meta is going to change at least some point during a season. Like, there has had to been a season where the meta was bad for you guys at the start, but they got good at the end. Like, I know that's what you're kind of hoping for. That it's good right now and stays good throughout the entirety of the rest of the season. But like, if there was any one change to this meta that would make your team better, what would it be?
Freya buff. I think if Freya was introduced I think if I could have just 1 or 2 more maps where I could just play Freya and win my map, it would just like open up more opportunities.
So, again, you've been on the same team for a while. Who by far is maybe your favorite teammate?
I would probably have to say Amadou. I think he's done a lot for the team for sure, and he is a really good IGL. I don't really get to play with him often, but I get to hear him calm and stuff. All
right. Well, man, again, thank you so much. Sorry, I kind of brain farted there on a couple of questions, but hey, that is the round, and he ended up coming out on top, which I'm surprised by, since I couldn't jump to half the game. But ADuckOnQuack, thank you so much, man. I'll make sure to give you the shout-outs so people could follow you both on Twitter and on Twitch in the description below. And everyone, thank you so much for watching another episode one more round. And make sure you join me for another episode where I ask someone if they're down for one more round of Overwatch. Until then, have a good day.